Sacha Baron Cohen plays a homosexual fashionista who travels to the U.S. to pursue fame in Brüno. Vaughn on Movies, brought to you by Your Ad Could Be Here. Keep that in mind. Hey, welcome to Vaughn on Movies. I'm your host, Vaughn Fry, and I just got done watching Brüno, and a special treat, I'm doing things a little bit differently. I've got a fellow writer from Naked City magazine here with me. This is Nick Pena.
Hey.
Okay, and we're going to do a dual review, somewhat interview style, a little bit of change of pace, and see how this goes. So we just saw Brüno, and what are your first impressions on this?
It actually wasn't as bad as I was expecting it to be. Borat was so intense and offensive in every way, and this was a little more lighthearted and a little bit easier of a pill to swallow, I think.
I kind of feel the opposite. I feel that Borat was a little less offensive. Even though it was very offensive, I think this is maybe the most offensive movie you can imagine. It depends kind of on who you're offending. In the first film, Borat, the main focus is let's make fun of all the Jews. And in this one, it's make fun, from the beginning, it is homosexuality is being lampooned.
Right.
So it depends on what side you're with here. Who are you wanting to, who do you think's more offended? Who do you think can be offended more? So either way, it probably doesn't work out great for anybody on the attacking end.
Right, either demographic, right. This one was very glitzy. Right from the beginning, we were talking about the camera styles, the cinematography, the lighting was completely different. I felt that it was a little higher end, had more glitz and sheen and glamour to it than Borat did, which was almost like it was intentionally filmed to be somewhat of an 80s movie with an older, kind of grittier feel to it.
I think that the production value's been stepped up some, and that fits the character of Bruno because he's over the top and flamboyant. I also think that just like with Borat, the score is pretty powerful. And so it's got some good music going for it that I'd kind of like to see be used in a more traditional film, because a lot of our recent movies, the score is just dull, been there, done that, or just there's no emotion in it.
Right. This was very heavy with European influence style trance and techno.
I also think that with Bruno, there was a lot more staged work. Like in the commercials, the trailer, you see this part where he's got this African child who he's basically adopted, and he's got him on this Vespa, and he takes off down the street, and this car completely tailspins trying to avoid them. And the way that whole sequence is composed, there's definitely a cut there, and they insert a Cabbage Patch doll or something.
Right.
And you can't see the child. You know that child's not on the bike. There's no way they would have got away with that.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of shots that are like that. And the acting on this one is it's more noticeable to me. Like Lutz, he's got this assistant who his acting was not that good.
Right.
Like I could tell. Oh, hey, we're doing this farce with these people who are playing the straight card, and he's doing their thing with them, and that's genuine. But then Lutz shows up and says some really contrived lines.
Plot-wise, it's not too dissimilar from Borat, where you have kind of a bungling guy from another country comes to America with certain intentions, and there's a lot of multicultural mishaps going on. And again, like in Borat, he has an assistant.
It's almost a remake of Borat, even though Borat is not old. They just inserted a different character. So what I'm saying here is, if you liked Borat, you're probably going to like this one because it's the same thing with a different tune to it.
Right.
Okay, it's like a remix of a popular song. So it's very much the same movie. He's in some different circumstances, but they come to the same kind of conclusions. Did you get that too?
Yeah, absolutely. And I think you hit it right on the head in terms of how the movie was filmed. The cat is out of the bag, so to speak. I mean, he's become so much of a star. I think it's nearly impossible for him to shoot these things and people not be in on it, so to speak. So I think it was much more staged this time. I didn't really wonder. In Borat, I was wondering, do these people really know what's going on? Is this set up? The majority of the time in this movie, with the few exceptions, I did kind of feel like, yeah, these guys this was probably scripted.
That's the thing with Borat. I felt that the majority of the film was unscripted, even though it was nominated for an Oscar for writing. I felt that the writing in that was stronger because it was more surprising when you came to the parts that were written.
Right.
And this one, very little of it, and this is a short movie. It might be an hour and 15 minutes. There was trailers for maybe 15 minutes. These are long trailers. And the movie was over before the hour 30 mark.
Easily, yeah.
So I felt a little upset that it was so short, and at times it was a little aimless in its goal. Some of his adventures, the segments in these adventures were kind of long, and then you kind of lose focus of what the movie's, where he's going. Like when he was with the swinger party.
Right.
He's at a swinger party for what felt, it was an uncomfortable scene for me, so it felt very long. And it's like, what is he trying to learn again? Like, oh yeah, he's trying to be straight.